Mansfields Memories is brought to you by Collectomania magazine. Collectomania, the monthly collector's paper on sale at all newsagents throughout Australia. Good evening and welcome to Mansfields Memories for this Monday night at 6:30. Our walk down memory lane tonight is at the Toy Museum in Smith Street, Collingwood. And our friend that we interviewed and had a chat with some months back, Jean Jacques, has rejoined us. Jean, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And this is his pride and joy, the magnificent Toy Museum. Now, as we go through it, perhaps you could describe the era, some of the toys that are involved in, say, this first case.
Yes, we've got in this cabinet is an American display, which we can see very quickly the American style of toy, big toy, to play usually outside in the sandpit, and also a very large train set, the Lionel standard gauge.
It's a beaut bus there, that's the intercity bus, many people sitting in that.
Yes, it's a 1930 press metal.
Now, have you collected these, or are they on loan or commission or what?
No, beside the toy soldier, it's a friend who lent me, all the toy I collected myself for the last 25 years.
All right, let's have a look at some of the other treasures just in the back room here. All of the rooms have been partitioned off and all have a theme of their own. And I notice with some interest there the Senate's bear. Is that from the old Senate's factory? The ice cream factory?
I'm not too sure, because usually the Senate bear, they're sitting down, this one is on his forelegs, so I'm not too sure the story of this one.
All right, now here's the, I suppose, oddments in toys over the years, the little, the things you'd pick up at the Safeway supermarket, etc.
Yeah, they can be sort of like a stocking filler or penny toy, or that you will find in show bag from the 50s to the 60s.
Show bags, that's it, yeah. A lot of show bag material in there. Little plastic dolls and sanitary safe units.
Yeah, and also vinyl was invented, so there was a lot of vinyl toys. It was very cheap, and also this is the first time a little girl could sort of feed and bath the toy.
Right, now here we're looking at, I suppose, the advent of television in the 1950s, where a lot of the toys took on, of course, the favourite television personalities.
Yeah, that's sort of the whole star cartoon character and a TV personality. Like we've got Count the Fritter, which is obviously...
yeah, there's Woody Woodpecker, the Incredible Hulk, I see, Kermit the Frog and Donald Duck.
And we've got some early...
Goofy. Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. And
yeah, I see Miss Piggy is there. The Pink Panther.
Pink Panther. Another Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, they're lovely. And Noddy from Toyland. And even the little Cupid doll, I haven't seen that for a while. So they were sort of plastic, weren't they? They were rubber plastic.
Yeah, and the one is the bandit toys. Is funny.
I see Humphrey B there too. And now we're looking at, well, the wind-up battery toys, aren't we?
This one, they are mainly battery-operated toy from Japan, from the 50s to the 60s, yeah.
And Japanese toys now are very collectible too.
Oh yes, they're becoming the king of the market really in the 50s and the 60s, and they were very highly prized now. Yeah, yes.
Let's move over to this next cabinet, and you've done the display absolutely beautiful. Noah and the Ark and the various animals therein, and on the top shelf, well, this is another, I think we're going back to the 30s here, are we not?
Yes, some of them. It's on the left. We've got some early mechanical toy from the 1880s, 1890s, and gradually coming to the 30s. Yeah,
they really are superb. Toy craftsmanship in the 30s and 40s were quite ahead of their time, weren't they?
Yes, I mean, they spent far more time on designing and putting the toy together, yes, and some of the early ones, they were even hand-painted and hand-assembled. Yes.
I've got to commend you in the way you display them. It's not just a toy display. You've gone to the trouble of doing the appropriate background to the toys to set them off beautifully. As with this farmyard, I think probably the most collectible of all of the miniatures are the farm animals.
Yes, I mean, obviously, if an animal had been on years before car and plane and so on and so forth. So farm always been a very popular toy.
That's right. That's the first thing children really recognise, the animals. What does the moo cow say? And lovely doll display.
Yeah, we've got the three little dolly porcelain from the 1880s.
Excuse me, we're just walking over this way to have a look at the doll display.
And the stove is a German Märklin stove, made turn of the century, and you actually could cook with it.
All right, well, let's now go into a little room here beyond our displays to the more up-to-date world of space. This is space adventure, and we are really in a spaceship by the look of it.
Yeah, this room has been designed that as a toy spaceship from the 60s.
Right.
It's usually were painted white with bright color.
Very good. We could be in Apollo 13. And there's just an indication of some of the early space toys that came out, the robots and the like.
Yes, it was a fantastic era in a way that it was a combination of reality with a space race between the American and the Russian, but it's also science fiction were ruling the day as well.
Right, and the next case also displays some robots, the guns, the little space guns, and the capsule too.
And yeah, and they used to make robots become really something out of the 60s, 50s, 60s.
That's right. Behind us here, Jacques, is a very great display of space in itself, with the space capsules in the air and some of the on-land explorers.
Yeah, that's another good example of like we've got Apollo capsule, which was a very good toy to reflect your reality. Then after you've got like some spaceship, it was only totally out of science fiction.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, now there's a magnificent display you're going to love just in this next room. Jean? What did I say? Jacques. Oh, I'm calling you Jacques, I'm sorry, because I'm confusing you with Jacques Cousteau. You're not dissimilar to him. Again, one of my favorites, Jacques, were little men, the little metal men, and I used to collect them by the dozen. Among them were the farmyard animals and the tin soldiers, and they're beautiful.
Yeah, there's an amazing collection of Britain soldier, ranging from 1830 to just post-war. Yeah, and they did an amazing array of from cowboy to Gurkha. They even did Australian soldier.
Yes, yes. Yes, you're still adding to your collection, Jean?
Yes.
You never stop.
Now you get a bit more fussy, that's all, but
yes,
otherwise
you
don't stop.
Many other collectors to your extent in Australia, or would you be the biggest?
Oh, I don't know. There are a lot of toy collectors in Australia. Usually they're pretty secretive, so it's very hard to know.
Yes, they like
the biggest.
They like to keep their where are we going, up here, Jacques? Good. Thank you, Ash. Now we're getting into trains. Meccano. Look at this Meccano ship down here, made totally of Meccano.
Yes, this particular ship's been built in mid-60s for the Meccano distributor. That belonged to another collection who they used to tour shopping center.
Oh, they would display at shopping centres.
That's right, yeah.
I see. A couple of lovely examples of the steam engine, or the steam engine, and a couple of buses made totally of Meccano. Look at the work in that silver Meccano set up there.
Yes, the first Meccano were not painted, they were nickel-plated, and actually this bus, it's made from part before World War I, and it's also one of the very first double-decker buses in England.
Absolutely beautiful. Now, behind us is something just as glorious. It's as it would be on the carpet in your reservoir home when you were a kiddie. And would you like to turn it on for me? That's the train. And just see this as it comes around down on the Epping line toward Hurst Bridge, tearing past Regent, Preston, Thornbury, Northcote, Westgarth, Darebin, Heidelberg, Elstonwick, Doveton. That looks beautiful and very evocative of those early days.
Yeah, and it's this display shows that everything is there. It's not high-tech like a modern train display that as kid could have layout their display on the carpet at home.
And you've got the two children playing there, very lifelike kiddies, who are playing on the carpet there as they would have in 1952.
Yes, that's right.
Beautiful train, that one. There she is coming into the station. I used to love the accessories, the train stations and the walkway over the rail and the boom gates.
Yes, it's sort of recreating your own little private concept.
Indeed. I just noticed the coach down there that came out when the coronation. We've seen that on air already, the coronation coach and horses. These are getting onto the larger train sets. Again, wind up. Oh, can you turn them on? Yeah, turn them on. That'd be lovely. Oh, yes. Here she comes, coming all the way from Yea into Nagambie with the passengers and the produce for the day ahead.
This one is more from New York.
Well, they've got one in Nagambie, very similar. Don't contradict me, Jacques. Just for the sake of the story.
Sorry.
How are you keeping? All right? Yeah. Here we go. That's twirling around. I love the old cars, the 1930s Studebakers and Chryslers.
Yeah, particularly this one is a fantastic pressing from America, and it's finding quite few American toy finish in Australia. We don't know if they came with immigrants or as the same. Yeah.
Now, for girls, and a lot of little girls, mums, watch the show, and we couldn't go past without some of the dolls. These look to me as though they are, what's that soft fabric?
A vinyl, like the...
oh, yes, the doll play at
Russian doll,
yes.
or a lot of them is made celluloid.
Celluloid is the word I was looking for, yes.
Japanese,
and
from the 30s.
Who could ever forget having a little kitchen, and up there is the Smilex coffee percolator, the stoves, the washing machines, the vacuums, little homemaker, bits and pieces from the 50s.
Yeah, and it was a really role model for the girl, obviously.
Well, yes, it's not as predominant today. Oh, well, I suppose it really isn't.
No, I mean, maybe a bit less, but I mean, still little girl play with doll and boy play with trains.
You'll never avoid that, Jacques, whatever you think. Now, here is a lovely assembly of, again, early model trains, cars, from, I think, to the turn of the century by the look, Jacques.
Yes, if we start on the display from the left, that's the beginning of mechanical transport from 1800, and moving to the right, we follow evolution of transport through the toy, which of course follow closely the evolution of their prototype. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Gee, they were beautifully made, those toys. Tin toys, they're known as, aren't they?
That's quite right, yeah. So the tin plate, and then after rather hand-painted or lithographic.
I can understand you not saying this or avoiding the next question. What would the entire worth be here if you were going to sell up, and you're not going to? Would you be over
Yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah, no, I think it'd be unfortunately, as it is, less than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But gee, you've got it beautifully made, and there would be very few toy museums like this one. It's in Smith Street, Collingwood. Where's it near, so people can get an idea, Jacques?
Oh, but it's not far from Victoria Parade, and then just cross Gertrude and Peel Street.
And do you have rides out the back? Do you have children's rides?
Yes, in the basement we got a coffee shop, and there's a little garden with a miniature railway there, and we got old-fashioned sort of rocking elephants, giraffe, rocket, and boat, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
There's a great display there of what looks to be a partial war zone with the tanks and the artillery all mobilized for war.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too... I don't like to do excessive war things, but I mean, war, it was a reality, particularly in the 30s, where toy makers were very much influenced.
Ah, gee, remember those wind toy wind-up, what are they, like Victor Motormer?
Yeah, that's a wind toy lawnmower, and I think Australia will have been one of the very only countries in the world who do lawnmower as a toy.
Yes, they would too, and
it's very rare. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we did like dressing up in those days. I dressed up in my sister's bra and used to play with her dolls a lot in those days. And now the American influence with New York in tin toys.
The we say that 75% of the toy made in the world were for the American market. Now, in the 50s, 60s, the Japanese were by far the biggest toy producer, and for them, I will say 90% of the market were the American market. So they make an endless amount of American car, utes, and truck, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, beautiful.
And they
beautiful.
would just present.
Anything for sale at all? I saw your display at the opening. Do you sell replicas?
Yeah, I've got downstairs a good selection of a replica tin plate toy from Germany, Japan, China.
And I see another display here of the miniatures again in a... Oh, around here, something good? Oh, right. Yeah. These were the miniatures that I was referring to here in the farmyard. So what have you got to show us here?
We've got, that's the boat display.
Oh,
and,
yes.
With boat on the top and on the water.
Isn't that wonderful? So there's the boats on top, and down below there are deep-sea divers, frogmen, skulls, and bones. That's very, very effective.
Yes, and it's quite funny because the submarine soon have been invented as a technique. I've got here a big one who is made before World War I. I don't think so. They were not much in the Navy yet.
Very rare. That's a Viking ship.
In the toy shop.
Yes, yes. Where have you gleaned a lot of your collection from, Jacques? Jean?
I've been traveling a lot in Australia and as well overseas, and it's just a question to go to...
Oh, yes. So you travel overseas a lot for it.
Yeah.
The chauffeured limousines were the luxury cars of the early 20th century. Children of wealthy families who owned such cars were given expensive toy versions of for their own play. Germany was the main centre for the manufacture of these toys, although model limousines were also produced in France, Britain and the USA. Toy limousines are wonderful miniatures of the real vehicles, displaying a similar luxury of finish. Now, behind you, and I just want to show this, Ash, it's in a glass case. It's right in front of us here, and it's an absolutely magnificent example of the Eiffel Tower in Meccano.
Yeah, built by me.
Oh, built by you?
Yes, that's one of the...
good on you.
I like building things in Meccano.
Gee, when you were a little boy you did that?
No.
Oh, recently?
No, yeah, a few years ago. Yeah.
Good on you. Gee, that's very clever.
And it nearly worked too.
It nearly works, does it? Yeah. All right, now, we're moving on. Actually, we'll get out of the basement and have a look.
Yep.
If that's
okay,
all right.
please do.
So we'll take a break and be back in a minute. We're down in Jean Jacques' garden. We're sitting behind a Footscray tram, a miniature Footscray tram. Ash Long is sitting in front of me with his stomach pointed towards me, and I'm pointed toward him. And behind me, Jean. How are you going, Jean?
A bit squashy, but all right.
We're going to go for a little ride around Jean Jacques' backyard. It's downstairs from the Toy Museum where we've been. So ring the bell and let's have a go, shall we? Here we go. Off we go, all the way to Footscray. I feel like an idiot. And oh, this is marvellous, isn't it? We didn't think that it could take 3 grown men, but it has. And here we are, a terrific little...
I'm going to fall off.
What? We're going around Jean Jacques' backyard in a miniature Footscray tram. Just describe the route, will you, Jean? Would you describe where we're going?
Yes, in circle.
Oh, thank you. Are you all right there, Ash? Don't go too fast. I just think my house is going up in value while I'm here. That was marvellous, Jean. What happened?
That's all right.
You in trouble? Oh. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
It might be an idea. I'll just get between your legs there, Ash, and make my way out. That was really lovely. This is a terrific spot for young people. They can play darts and hooky over there, and also have a ride on the train.
Yes.
Did you have this specially built, this track?
Oh yes, everything has been custom built for the backyard, and our friend built the body, and I built the mechanic with another friend.
So your friend actually did that to scale from the Footscray tram?
Yes, that's right. Yes,
Any reason why you didn't have a train, like a steam train?
I started with a steam train, and the maintenance of it is exceptionally hard, and
Yes.
it's also very hard to find a driver. So that's much easier to use electric. Yeah.
Well, that's really lovely. And I'm just going to help the photographer, the cameraman, off his train, and show you a little of downstairs. And I think on a hot summer's day, this would be a great lot of fun for kids to have rides. Do you charge for the rides?
But the train is $1 for the ride, and otherwise all the ride are the 20 cents.
Right. So,
and fine.
did you design this whole layout, this whole track, Jacques? Jean? Jean?
Yes, that's right. It took me 2 years to put the whole things together.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to build a little station next time, perhaps. Oh, it's there. Oh, I see. Right. Well, let's wander down the tracks and see what we come across. Oh, I see a couple of rides over there for people, for kiddies to put their 5 cents in.
We got some more inside. Yeah.
And you've got a magic pudding cafe and a little museum and more of the pies, pasties and ice cream too for the kiddies to enjoy.
Yeah, and we do birthday party for birthday party for children as well.
Tell us, are you glad that you sold up the Jean Jacques restaurant by the sea? Is it more peace of mind in what you're doing here?
Yeah, I think, I've been there for 10 years, and it was exceptionally demanding business. So, I did well, and I think it's, I'm happy to get out because, it's very important to change and do something new.
Yeah, I think you've got out at the right time, Jean, because this would be a lifelong dream, I would think.
Yes, I've been thinking about 10 years ago about opening a museum. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you in close consultation with the Museum of Melbourne in your collection and advice that you get?
No, I think they don't have any. No, I don't have any contact with.
No, but just for advice and dates and years. Let's go in here. This looks a fabulous little spot down here. If you could get off that track, Ash, and that's the way. He's coming along well. That's good. It's very difficult to shoot with one camera in the eye. All right. Now, I'll leave that just drop. Now, in here, we've got a little restaurant, cafe, and it's like a cafe, like a milk bar.
Yeah, it's a coffee shop. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And,
hello, how are you? We're doing a little look.
Christine?
How are you?
Hello, Christine, how are you?
Very well. How are you?
We're on Optus LocalVision, and we're having a look at the toys upstairs. They are beautiful.
A good place to come for toys.
Sure. Yes. Good. So take us through here and tell us all about what's for sale, what isn't.
Yeah, we've got some sort of selection of nostalgic toy. Yeah.
Right. Oh, this is wonderful. Well, this is a children's paradise for having their ice creams or malted milks or lollies. There's the magnificent replicas, are they not, of the fiberglass rides from the carousel.
That's right.
Let's go in here and have a look. Oh, these are nice. Very, very colourful indeed. And again, for sale, some of these items. So you're looking at the history of the place, and now you can also buy part of that history. Very nice display there, Jacques, too. And there's a Coney Island arcade next door where you can ride the elephants and play with Peppy the musical clown. Terrific entertainment for all the family. This is in Smith Street, Collingwood, and it's sort of not known by everyone, but it's increasing in interest. And Jacques has some pennies there. What are you going to do for us?
Can I show you some
Good.
amusement?
All right. Well, first we'll look at Humphrey B. Bear, by the way. Just watch your back there, eh? Just got a house. A hoof. Oh, lovely.
Nice Australian.
Play, Mr. Banjo, play a tune for me. Play, Mr. Banjo, a happy melody.
That's beautiful. That's nice. What else is... Oh, look at this old coast-to-coast drive, coast-to-coast across the United States. My golly, this is...
1932 Tootsie Toy, and I think the machine will have been made in the very early 1940s.
Yeah, let's see what the effect is. And this is long before your video games, boys and girls.
Oh, yes.
Long before video games. So there you are, tearing down the San Diego Freeway, on the way to Coney Island, through Denver, Kansas City, Omaha, Sioux City, onto Bismarck and Butte, not far from Boise and Cheyenne. On the road, long before video games. This is a piece of real history from the 1940s, when America was only a pup.
And her next fun-loving song is... The countdown lady sing this song.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. And look, it just shows you the miles you're going, where you are, where you need petrol. That's a marvellous piece. That would be very precious, I would think, Jean Jacques.
Yeah, I've been very happy. It was just like that a friend told me where it was for sale, and I was just there the right time.
I'm so glad to have seen you again. It's been a lovely cavalcade and a journey through our childhood at the Toy Museum in Smith Street, Collingwood. Until next Monday night at 6:30, goodbye from me and Jean. Good night now.
Bye-bye.